Welcome to Rograkh Tank. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got 2 lands in our hand, and it's going to be War Room and Mountain. With big score as our card draw, yeah, I guess we keep on this one. Yeah, we'll keep on this. We'll make it work. Hopefully we draw an additional card source. We're looking for some card advantage, but yeah, we can make this work. So let's go lead off with Mountain. Yeah, that'll work. Let's lead off with Mountain. Let's go and get let's get Rog on the battlefield. Why not? Let's have some fun. There we go. Get Rog onto the battlefield, and anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. Yes, we're playing Rograkh Tank. So we've got Rog, First Strike, Menace, and Trample. And then Rog does have the partner ability. Playing against Toggo, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. All right, there we go. Run into it in Evolving Wilds. So we'll take that. And actually, yeah, I'd like to save Evolving Wilds for a basic. I mean, to get a rock onto the battlefield, but we'll make that work. Let's go and swing in with Rog. There we go. Swinging in for 0. Knock our opponent down to 40, and that'll be 0 total commander damage. Let's go for Evolving Wilds. And look at that. This is the, pretty sure the Bob Ross, yeah. We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. There we go. So let's crack the Evolving Wilds Bob Ross. Let's get a Mountain onto the battlefield, and then anything else, pass it to our opponent. We're playing also Toggo. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock. With the equipped creature gets 1 tap, sacrifice Rock. This creature deals 2 damage to any target. And I love visualizing Magic sometimes. And just the fact that we have rocks out there in Magic, it just makes me really happy. So let's get the stack pulled up. There we go. Get that closed out. Anything else, let's go and swing in with Rog. There we go. Get in for 0 again. Pass it to our opponent. Yeah, if you don't let Rog swing in, Rog gets kind of wild sometimes. You got to let that energy get out. Even if it is a 0-1, you just got to let it happen. So anything else, pass it to our opponent. Playing against Kykar, Wind's Fury. Flying, whenever you cast a not creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Then, for an activated ability, sacrifice a spirit, add red mana to your mana pool. So, we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/Jolt, just had a brain fart. But anyway, check them out. It's on my little overlay. I've been recording for about 3 hours now this morning, so my brain is approaching the mushy part of the recording morning. MTGOTraders, my Patreon. But if you're keeping score at home, it's officially free time, so let's have some fun. Yeah, I'm reaching the mushy part of recording. There, ooh, we're running to Ancient Tomb. I like that. So let's get the rock going. Let's get it. Let's get the rock on there. And let's see. So how do we want to set this up? So what we can end up doing, I think what we may, so if we end up getting Quicksmith, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. We're not going to have enough to, yeah, let's get down Worn Power Stone. But we can go for Reckless Fireweaver, and actually, yeah, Reckless Fireweaver, then we go for Worn Power Stone. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get down Worn Power Stone. It'll be 1 damage to each opponent, and then anything else, we will pass the turn. So we're not going to swing in. Rog got his early swings in, so we're going to wait till we get some little bit better stuff on our side of the battlefield. But, somebody just hopped in the chat. But yeah, we've got Rograkh. So I've been going back through and updating a lot of my older decks. And one of the things that I used to do is I would record in 1v1 Commander, and they got rid of the partner ability, which was kind of a bummer. And so with the partner ability in 1v1, it just cut out a lot of good deck ideas. So I'm excited to, because when they released the partners, it was when 1v1 was on Magic Online, and so I was playing 1v1, and then I stuck to it, and so I kind of missed out on making a lot of partners. And so to have Rograkh down here, yeah, I'm all about this. This is a lot of fun. So, but yeah, I'm excited to start incorporating some more partner action and some builds, because I always wanted to build, oh, we would have got like Source of Pasture on Toggo. Yeah, I respect that. That is totally fair. All right, so we get Toggo back to the command zone. Yes, we'll return that back to the command zone. We have no squee action. But yeah, I'm excited to be building some partner decks in the near future. And so as I was looking through my old deck list, I found Rograkh, because I did put this out on 1v1, but it was just Rog as the actual commander, I think. And so to have Toggo and Rog available right then and there for the artifacts, hey, that was what we were trying to do. So let's see what we run into. So we are looking at Blasphemous Act that we can end up going for. Let's get Rog back out there, to be perfectly honest. This deck makes a huge difference as Rog out there. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4/5 with Ancient Tomb. And we get Rograkh onto the Toggo onto the battlefield. Then we make the land drop for the turn. That's going to be an extra rock token. And this will be 1 damage to each opponent. We can equip. How much is the equip? The equip is equip for 1. So we can equip these onto Rograkh, but unfortunately we don't have enough to throw enough damage at our opponent. I think that's correct. So we're looking at 3 right now. We can end up going for Quicksmith Genius. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. So let's get Quicksmith Genius down, and then anything else we will pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, this is what we're trying to do. If you've never played or seen Toggo or never played with Toggo, whenever you have something that has a landfall ability, it's just free real estate. It's free magic, and it's really good. And so you can see where you get down stuff like Reckless Fireweaver. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Quicksmith Genius, we get to loot for 1 whenever an artifact enters the battlefield. And so if we get to this point to where we start making our land drops, we simply just make the land drop for the turn. So we're going to get a rock from Toggo, we get a damage with Reckless Fireweaver, then we get a loot with Quicksmith Genius. So you can see where you get these kind of stacking effects onto the battlefield just from simply making a land drop for the turn. All right, so we got Path to Exile on Toggo. Toggo is just like, all right, buddy. I like that. So Path to Exile, yes, we'll use that ability, and we'll get a mountain onto the battlefield because that'll help us get Toggo back out again. So yes, we will send Toggo back to the command zone. That way we can recast it. But I will say this, Toggo cannot be stopped. Toggo will not be stopped. So we're going to get Toggo back out there again because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'll be 7. So we'll still have 2 mana that we can kind of work with. We do have Blasphemous Act, but I don't want to... If we need to go for Blasphemous Act, we certainly can. But we'll see. So let's get Toggo back out there. Let's get Toggo onto the battlefield. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then tap down for 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's get Toggo back onto the battlefield. I like this. Toggo cannot be stopped. Let's go for Cliffhaven Kite Sail. And let's get... Cliffhaven Kite Sail onto the battlefield. That's going to get some looting action going with Quicksmith Genius, Reckless Fireweaver. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's get that trigger. Let's get that trigger. Let's get Kite Sail, and we're going to put it onto Toggo. That way, Toggo does have flying because Toggo is kind of the biggest one. Actually, technically, we could put it on Reckless Fireweaver, but I like I like getting it out there. So let's see. That's going to be Reality Shift on Toggo. All right. We're going to manifest the top card of our library and return Toggo back to the command zone. And that's going to be Kite Sail. And that's going to be 1 damage to our opponent. It's going to drop them down to 36. Draw and discard a card. It's going to be Quicksmith. We'll probably just get rid of... Oh, this is a tough one. So we got Big Score if we wanted to. Or we can just not use the ability. Because either way, we're going to have to discard with Big Score. So we can start to go for Duretti, but we don't really have a lot of artifacts out of the graveyard. And I'm almost more... Because I feel like even if we get Duretti down, it's just going to get chewed up by Spirit Tokens. So I'm actually okay with getting rid of Duretti and looting. Alright, so we run into a land drop. So I do like that. So we're looking at Toggo's going to be 9 mana. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go for the land drop next turn. Because I'd like to get as many rock tokens on the battlefield as possible. Blasphemous Act is looking at just one red mana right now. So I think what we end up doing is, I think we just pass the turn. Because we could Blasphemous Act when we want to. They are shields down. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be their entire turn for... You know what? We miss out on Reckless and Quicksmith Genius, but I kind of like this. So let's go for Blasphemous Act. So that's going to be 13 damage to everybody. They can counter it if they want to, but I'd really like for them to have to hit the reset button and completely tap out for Kykar. And so let's do that. So let's go Blasphemous Act, and that's going to hit the reset button. I really don't want to miss out on Reckless Fireweaver and Quicksmith Genius, but I want to be able to get down Toggo and have them have to reset with Kykar and spend a lot of their mana, kind of take a turn off. All right, so it's going to send everybody back to the command zone. Return Rograkh back to the command zone, and then we're going to hold on to this land drop. We could make it if we wanted to, but I think at this point, I'd rather have a guaranteed rock from Toggo once we do get down Toggo. So anything else? pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, this is mono red Voltron, mono red artifacts entering the battlefield. So I do need to update this deck. I was grabbing cards this morning, and I was looking at Toggo Rog, and I was like, let's just grab the cards and just play with it. So I haven't updated this deck in probably about a year, but I wanted to have fun with it. And so there's probably some updates that we can do to it. All right, so we run into Hero's Blade. Enters the battlefield under your control. We can attach it to it. So let's do this. So let's get Toggo onto the battlefield. All right, so it's going to be Toggo onto the battlefield. Let's get Buried Ruin. That way we can make the land drop for the turn. That'll be an extra rock on the battlefield. And we can equip rock onto Toggo. We'll pay 1 with Buried Ruin. And then anything else, we will pass the turn over to our opponent. So there we go. So we've got Kykar open. If we can get Rog down next turn, Rog's going to cost 2. We can get Hero's Blade out first, and that'll be Hero's Blade onto Rog. And I kind of like that. And we kind of get that moving. We can also kind of slowly start to build some sort of Voltron threat. We've got Clifthaven Kitesail that's going to be flying. We've got Hero's Blade that's going to make Rog really nice. First Strike, Menace, and Trample. So we're not going to really be able to swing past the tokens, but we can start to do some pretty good damage with that First Strike, Trample, and Menace. So it's going to be Crash Through, and we're going to let our opponent cycle through this turn. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, one of the main things that we're trying to find in this deck is Iron Skin Gauntlet, I think. Is that what it is? No, Golem Skin Gauntlets. Let me get that popped up on Scryfall. So we've got Golem Skin Gauntlets, and it's one of my favorite, probably if not my favorite piece of equipment in Magic. So with Golem Skin Gauntlets, a quick creature gets +1/+0 for each equipment attached to it. And so when you get the rocks out there, man, Golem Skin Gauntlets, it costs 1, you equip for 2, and it is a gnarly piece of equipment, especially in a Voltron deck like this. So, all right, we run into Toll Collector. So that's another good threat. So let's do this. Let's get Hero's Blade down first. It's going to be 1/2. You down Hero's Blade because we've got big score, and I would like to be able to get down. I'd like to be able to cash in some card draw, and we'd miss out on Toll Collector. We don't really need that equip cost. Well, I guess we could do it for 0 if we wanted to. We'll see it. So let's get Rog onto the battlefield. That's going to be 1/2 off of Ancient Tomb. And then we can draw a card with War Room. But that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll cut us off a big score. So let's get Hero's Blade. We're going to equip Hero's Blade onto Rog. Yeah, we're cool with that. So it's going to be a 3/3 with Trample. Let's get Kitesail onto Rog. That way we can stop that. Yeah, you know what? I think we're actually okay with... did we pay for 1 already? I thought we did. Oh, excuse me. It's 2 for Kitesail. All right, so we'll hold off on Kitesail. Let's go. Yeah, let's go big score. I want to get the treasure tokens down. Maybe we run into gauntlets. This will be 1, 2. And we're going to go for big score. Tap down for 1 more. And we'll get rid of Toll. I'd love to have Toll Collector, but at this point, we want to get some card advantage. And having 2 extra treasure tokens out there, we're totally cool with that. All right. Ooh, I like what we got going on. So, and let's go for... equip a rock token onto Rog. That'll be 1. And then let's see what we're going to end up going. Because we can't tap down just yet, but at least we do have a rock token on there. And we still have 1, 2, 3 with Tenza Godo's Maul. And so what we can do is if we want to get that down, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I kind of like that. So let's go ahead and crack these treasure tokens. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We get down Godo's Maul. And then that will allow us to get that onto Rog. And we'll be able to get some pretty good damage out there. So let's get down Maul. And then anything else, I think we will pass the turn over to our opponent. So we can pop that Spirit token if we wanted to. Excuse me, we don't have 1 red mana, so we cannot do that. And we'll see what they're tapping down for. If this is removal, they've got it. We don't really have an answer. Okay, that's just going to be Porphyros. Okay, we're cool with that. And they only have 1 card in the hand, so maybe we can get some stuff moving on our side of the battlefield. We do have to watch out for the enter to the battlefield effects from Porphyros, because that 2 damage, let me make sure that's correct, that 2 damage does hurt us, and at the same time with the activated ability from Porphyros, that's something we got to watch out for. But we might, at the very least, if we can get Cliffhaven Kitesail, the flying, and Tenza, we can at least kind of stop Kykar from swinging across and stop that commander damage from our opponent. So Anyway, it's our opponent's turn. But yeah, this is pretty much what we're wanting to do, is get a bunch of rocks out there, get that moving. I'm trying to see what else we've got in here. We've got... So we do have Indomitable Creation. And so if we do draw into that, that's one of the ways that we can pop all of our rock tokens. And actually, we have nothing else to do, so we're just going to yield through the turn. So that's one of the ways that if we get one of those... If we get Indomitable Creation out there, we can sacrifice a lot of the rock tokens, and that does allow us to end up with some pretty crazy... we can just sacrifice all the rock tokens with Indomitable Creation and just kind of grab different pieces of equipment out there. I don't think our opponent's going to get any sort of equipment out there, but at least next turn we do have Armory Automaton. And so if we do get the attack, that's going to be everything equipped to it. And so we'll see. So they will end up going for Mystical Tutor to put something on top of their library. And so with Mystical Tutor... that's going to be search for Azcanta, reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put them into your hand, put it on the rest. So that's going to be Wheel of Fortune. And if they end up going Wheel of Fortune, we're cool with that. So we'll see if we survive a Wheel of Fortune, because they are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 total mana, 6 with Lotus Petal, 8. And so they've got some mana with Wheel of Fortune. So that's going to be Wheel of Fortune on top. And if they go for that, we're actually pretty cool with that. So we'll see what we can assemble if we survive. That's going to be the main thing, if we survive off of this. All right, so that's going to be Kykar Wind's Fury. Ooh, there we go. So we run into Golem Skin Gauntlets. We got Grafted War Gear. We have Kazul's Fury, Hedron Archive, and Krinko 10 Street Kingpin. Okay, so let's see what they got. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have 7 total mana. They've got 6 cards in the hand. So we'll see if we can get out from underneath this. Unfortunately, we did draw into Roast, but Roast does not stop. Is not going to roast Kykar. And so we'll see what they got. But if they can chain together some Proforos action, they can certainly get this. All right, so it's going to be Ugin. Okay, so with Ugin, color spells cost 2 less. Destroy target permanent that's 1 or more colors. And so with Ugin, they can go for the -3 on Toggo. If they want to, and that'll get rid of Toggo. It just makes me laugh when you play this deck sometimes, because Togo's a very good card, but you look at, you know, like when Riku goes back to the command zone and you've got 4 or 5 command taxes on it, but then you look at this person, like how many command taxes does Toggo have, and he's like 5 and he's just holding the rock. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's see. So we go to our draw step. We draw into Arcane Signet. And so we're looking at the command tax for Toggo for 11 total mana. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we actually don't have enough for that. So, and our opponent is tapped out. I don't think we can one-shot our opponent. Maybe we can. I don't think so. We'll see. Okay, if we don't know until we get it going. So let's get down Shinka. Let's go for the equip on Tenza. That's going to be 1 colorless. Equip that on there. And it will get trample, right? Yes. Yeah, it will have trample. All right, so that will... And let's go... We'll get trample onto there. We'll get down Iron Skin, Golem Skin Gauntlets. And is there any... Actually, we end up going for Grafted War Gear. That's going to be 1/2 with Ancient Tomb, because it doesn't really matter what we end up doing. So let's get down Grafted War Gear. Let's go Grafted War Gear onto Rog. And then click OK. So let's go for Golem Skin Gauntlets. And actually, I think we can still get down... We tap down for 1 more. We get Golem Skin Gauntlets onto Rog. And that's going to be 1/2. And make sure we're looking at this right. All right, it's going to be Golem Skin Gauntlets. That's going to be 14. And then we go for... So we've got Arcane Signet down. That's going to be 1/2, because that'll be an extra... Arcane Signet, that'll be an extra artifact. That'll be 15. It gets +1/+1 for each... Oh, excuse me. It gets +1/+1 for each artifact attached to it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 for each equipment attached to it. And so I think that's it. So we do swing in with Rog. We're going to try to get as much damage in, but I don't think we're going to be able to get on this one. So we got Rog swinging in. We got a 14/8. So we're going to be able to deal 14 damage up top. Let's see if the Spirit Token blocks. And then, but yeah, this is what we're trying to do. And unfortunately, I think I could have missed, we could have gotten to 16. Instead of going for Arcane Signet, if we equip Rock, that's going to be 15. That's going to be 16. And then I think we still would have been out on this one. So, yeah, unfortunately with Golem, it gets +1 for each equipment attached to it. In my head, I was thinking that for each artifact on the battlefield. So, unfortunately, we missed out on that one because we could have gotten the 2 extra rock tokens on there. That would have been 15-8, and that would have been 16-8. We get in for 16, and then that drops them down. And then we go for Kazul's Fury. Deals damage equal to our opponent. Yeah, I think either way we couldn't have got it on this one. So we would have got them down to 2. And then they would have been able to get some Profros action next turn. Okay, so we're going to see the Spirit token block. There we go. Oh, excuse me, it's got Menace, so I'm not going to be able to get in there. And so we're getting for 14. Drop them to, that's 14 total commander damage. Go to our main phase, and then we end up going for Kazul's Fury. Target our opponent. That's going to be 1-2, and then tap down for 3. And then we sacrifice Rog. And then we'll turn Rog back to the command zone. And then that would have dropped them down to 6. So there we go. So we could have got them down to 2. And maybe if we had sequenced that a little bit better, maybe we could have gotten it with the damage up top with Kazul's Fury and that combat damage with it having Menace. Maybe we could have closed it out, but I will be honest, as far as getting this deck to this point in the game and remembering the exact sequencing that we need to go for, kind of goofed up. Maybe I goofed up on that one. Maybe we could have closed it out, but anyway, you can see what this is capable of. You can see where you get Rog out there and you get Golem Skin Gauntlets going. It makes it for a pretty wild game right there. So if they can get enough creatures down, they can get the enter the battlefield damage going. So it's going to be Boros Charm. Deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. They're going to get it with Boros Charm on this one. And that is going to knock us down to 2. And then they've got got Kykar swinging into our opponent. So good game to our opponent on this one. Hey, we got to have some fun. You got to see all the rocks out there. If we end up getting a rock at our opponent early in their game, maybe we close this one out. But anyway, I enjoyed playing this game. So we're going to get some, we'll see more of this deck in action. So... But anyways, I'm going to click OK, let that go through. There we go, go down to -2, and good game to our opponent. Always love seeing Kykar action. We might have been able to get this one, but I am ending. I'm getting towards the end of our long recording session, and maybe if we go for a rock activation earlier in the game with Kazul's Fury, with that Menace, maybe we get it. But anyway, that's how Magic goes sometimes. If you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.